Guys, I've got something cool to tell you about. As an engineering leader, a manager, and an engineer myself, I'm geeking out over a new product I'm just discovering that helps me with each of these points of view. The great team at SEMA, builders of the SEMA Intelligence Platform, have been working on what they call the Product Roadmap Radar. It's this integrated solution that uses generative AI to observe your code and Jira in order to summarize, synthesize, and make it easier to deliver your roadmap. It not only helps keep your roadmap on track, but it helps reduce the time engineers spend in meetings. Cue all the engineers clapping. The Product Roadmap Radar is extremely easy to set up. This only takes about 5 minutes. Just enable your integrations and let AI do all the mapping for you. My favorite part? I'm glad you asked. The radar doesn't just tell you about your roadmap. It suggests changes you need to make based on the code that's been written and the stories that have been addressed. No commenting, no special setup, all generative AI. It gives you an outside view of your roadmap based on the code and projects a target completion date based on outstanding work and activity. Again, no comments, no special setup. It even detects shadow work when development is being done but Jira isn't being updated. I'm pretty jazzed about it, and I think you will be too. Take a second to watch a short but awesome demo video. Go to codestory.co/PRR to watch it today. You'll like what you see. This episode is brought to you by Paddle. Don't settle for less when you can have more MOR with Paddle, your merchant of record. Eliminate the headaches of payments, grow your revenue everywhere, and focus on what you do best, building your product. Get more revenue with less hassle at paddle.com. This episode is brought to you by PropelOff. People take authentication for granted, but it's more than how customers log into your product. It's how you manage your relationship with your users. The easiest way to make authentication your advantage is to use PropelOff. PropelOff is more than just functional. It's powerful. With tools like Managed UIs, Enterprise SSO, robust user management features, and actionable insights, PropelOff adapts as your product grows. And the best part? When off is effortless, your team can focus on scaling, not troubleshooting. That means more releases, happier customers, and more growth for your business. Save dev time, win over your customers, and propel your business forward with PropelOff. Check them out at propeloff.com. That's PROPELAUTH.com.
The second product was built in 3 days. It was our own problem. We needed checklists. It was built with this ridiculous MVP approach, or ridiculously radical. So we hosted the whole checklist inside of a field in Jira. The whole checklist became a text representation of a checklist. And 700 people started using it in 6 months. And after that, it became $1 million business with half a developer.
Our best product is to build products. So we know how to deliver product to the market, product engineering, product design, product management, but also we've learned how to market products, scale products. When you join all those components, we know the craft, how to launch product after product.
Hi, my name is Yaroslav Lazor.
And my name is Sergiy Korolov.
And we're co-CEOs at Railsware.
This is Code Story, a podcast bringing you interviews with tech visionaries.
I spent 6 months moonlighting.
There's nothing on the back end.
Who share what it takes to change an industry.
I don't exactly know what to do
took
next.
many goes to get right.
Who built the teams that have their back.
A company is its people.
The teams help each other achieve
Most
more.
proud of our team.
Keeping scalability top of mind.
All that infrastructure was
Yes, we've been fighting it as we grow.
Total waste of time.
The stories you don't read in the headlines.
It's not an easy thing to achieve, mind
Took it
you.
off the shelf and dusted it off and tried it again.
To ride the ups and downs of the startup life.
You need to really want it. It's not just about technology.
All this and more on Code Story.
I'm your host, Noah Lappart, and today how Yaroslav Lazor and Sergiy Korolov are building world-class products, and their happy customers can prove it to you. This episode is brought to you by Paddle. Don't settle for less when you can have more MOR with Paddle, your merchant of record. Eliminate the headaches of payments, grow your revenue everywhere, and focus on what you do best, building your product. Get more revenue with less hassle at paddle.com. This episode is brought to you by PropelOff. People take authentication for granted, but it's more than how customers log into your product. It's how you manage your relationship with your users. The easiest way to make authentication your advantage is to use PropelAuth. PropelAuth is more than just functional. It's powerful. With tools like Managed UIs, Enterprise SSO, robust user management features, and actionable insights, PropelAuth adapts as your product grows. And the best part? When auth is effortless, your team can focus on scaling, not troubleshooting. That means more releases, happier customers, and more growth for your business. Save dev time, win over your customers, and propel your business forward with PropelAuth. Check them out at propelauth.com. That's PROPELAUTH.com. Yaroslav Lazor started writing code when he was 10 years old. It took him a while to understand that making a difference in the world wasn't just about writing code, but he has arrived there these days. He's a father of 4 daughters, 2 of which are artists and a couple who are digging into their own entrepreneurial roots with running a lemonade stand. He lives in Los Angeles and has learned to be a better person through pushing himself as a founder. Sergiy Korolov also started coding when he was young, though 4 years later than Yaroslav. He went to a technical university, and as his career and leadership grew, the number of lines of code he contributed to decreased. He is located in Poland and loves to snowboard in the winter and bike in the summer. He has 3 kids and recently started teaching coding to his oldest son. Yaroslav and Sergey were building software for clients, the typical Ukrainian software route. Over time, they realized that building their own products was the best way to make an impact. So much so that they decided to start doing just that. This is the creation story of Railsware.
Railsware is a product studio. If we take economics out of it, what we would do, we would build solutions, software solutions, AI solutions, doesn't matter, it's still software, that would help real people in real world solving real problems. Maybe putting a smile to a face for parents that go back to their kids at night and not being like completely tired and being inspired. That would be a great effect that I would love to be a part of. I had this saying for a while, if you hate something, you better be good at it. Otherwise, it will control your life. This really helped us to transform within the company to become T-shaped professionals. I, expert, and then the top is generalist, expert generalist. And we became like star-shaped professionals. Ukrainian language has this letter Z, which basically looks like a star. It's like X, but it has another pipe in it. So we're like the Z shape. We just basically try to figure, instead of labeling people at a particular roles, we're saying, hey, we're building the software together. Maybe you did this function and that function and maybe this function. We're stretching our data analysts to become product managers in data analytics, but also to become members of the game. Your job is not to write SQL, it's to figure something out. The job is to figure things out. So basically, Railsware became, based on the concept, a true product studio where we nurture products into existence, into expansion, servicing other people.
I like this definition that we've discussed recently, is that our best product is to build products. So we know how to deliver product to the market. We know the product engineering, product design, product management, but also recent years we've learned how to market products, how to scale products. And when you join all those components, we have the skill and we know the craft how to launch product after product. As any Ukrainian companies, or like majority of Ukrainian companies at that moment, we were focusing on building software for clients. So we didn't have our own products. But then at a certain moment, we understood that it's not enough just to write the code that clients tells you to write. We need to understand how to build products, understanding product management aspect. And so we went to Silicon Valley, to companies like Thoughtbot, to companies like Pivotal Labs, and learned from them how to build products, how to run consultancy on the better level, really delivering the experience of building products rather than outsourcing some software engineering work. And that was the first step. We can say that a proof of concept of product studio. When you're able to build a product for product owner who has understanding and domain knowledge. And then we started to experiment with our own products without understanding how to market them, how to sell them, but we knew how to build them and we put them to the market. Luckily, some of them started to grow by themselves without putting many efforts from the marketing perspective. And later on, we started to learn how to put marketing efforts into our own products to grow them further. So that's like a short story, I would say, of the evolution.
I'm curious about how it started, right? I'm curious about, what was the catalyst, right? Or maybe it's the catalyst product or several products or the first thing you built. Maybe liken it to Railsware's MVP as maybe not minimum viable product, right? Maybe that applies to the products you're building, but the first version of Railsware. Tell me about that story.
Our product culture came from solving our own problems. So Mailtrap, we were sending emails to real customers because everyone does a copy of production environment to staging, and then you send copies of real customers. Our idea was simple. Let's make a trap of an inbox that will show all the emails that the app sends from development and staging environment. The product appeared and then it started mutating and expanding. We gave it to the market, the people started using it, and everyone loved it in general. The second product was built in 3 days. It was our own problem. We needed checklists to run our own business. And we needed to write them down in a way that anyone could execute them. It was built with this ridiculous MVP approach, or ridiculously radical. So we hosted the whole checklist inside of a field in Jira. The whole checklist became a text representation of a checklist. It was like a JSON, but not really a JSON. So technically, if you put this text with this kind of an API expression of itself, you get a working renderable checklist. But we did it in 3 days. So we implemented 20 features in nothingness. It was ridiculously radical. This is a proof of concept. This is not even an MVP. It would not even be a proof of concept. This is not serious. Developers would say, this is ridiculous. This is stupid. And 700 people started using it in 6 months. And after that, it became $1 million business with half a developer, slowly adding complexity to it and then creating backend and making all the hard stuff that the developers would do. This was a blend of product management, business understanding, because we were the ideal customer profile, and developer understanding from architectural perspective and which code do you have to write and so on. So that was this shaped expertise. This was this approach, hey, let's solve it, but in a way that it has this magical touch to it. And that was a magical touch because we built it in 3 days. It was so cool the way we built it. And this is also a very similar way how we built Calendly. That is in the heart of how we run the whole company and the culture of the company, and in the heart how we teach people to do things and how we push them to do things and so on.
Guys, I've got something cool to tell you about. As an engineering leader, a manager, and an engineer myself, I'm geeking out over a new product I'm just discovering that helps me with each of these points of view. The great team at SEMA, builders of the SEMA intelligence platform, have been working on what they call the product roadmap radar. It's this integrated solution that uses generative AI to observe your code and Jira in order to summarize, synthesize, and make it easier to deliver your roadmap. It not only helps keep your roadmap on track, but it helps reduce the time engineers spend in meetings. Cue all the engineers clapping. The product roadmap radar is extremely easy to set up. This only takes about 5 minutes. Just enable your integrations and let AI do all the mapping for you. My favorite part? I'm glad you asked. The radar doesn't just tell you about your roadmap. It suggests changes you need to make based on the code that's been written and the stories that have been addressed. No commenting, no special setup, all generative AI. It gives you an outside view of your roadmap based on the code and projects a target completion date based on outstanding work and activity. Again, no comments, no special setup. It even detects shadow work when development is being done but Jira isn't being updated. I'm pretty jazzed about it, and I think you will be too. Take a second to watch a short but awesome demo video. Go to codestory.co/PRR to watch it today. You'll like what you see. This episode is brought to you by Paddle. As a startup, you face unique challenges to stay competitive. You and your team need to stay focused on your product, not your payments. You need to do more, MOR, and DIY less. With Paddle. Paddle is your merchant of record, becoming the seller of record for your SaaS transactions, enabling your team to focus on what's important, your product. Paddle handles all payment management across multiple gateways and methods, taking ownership of tax liability while remaining compliant with regulations across all markets. The platform handles all aspects of SaaS billing models, upgrades, add-on, trials, and more. Let's look at the results. MOR revenue optimization is built into Paddle and accounts for up to 16% higher conversion rates, reduced payment failures, localized pricing, and churn prevention, recovering 40% of cancellations. Their developer-friendly tools are API first with comprehensive documentation, removing the burden from your engineers. With Paddle as your merchant of record, you'll generate more revenue, find and keep more customers, grow faster, and stay compliant everywhere. So what are you waiting for? Get more revenue with less hassle at paddle.com. This message is sponsored by Vanta. Trust isn't just earned, it's demanded. Whether you're a startup founder navigating your first audit or a seasoned security professional scaling your GRC program, proving your commitment to security has never been more critical or more complex. That's where Vanta comes in. Businesses use Vanta to establish trust by automating compliance for in-demand frameworks like SOC 2, ISO 27001, HIPAA, and more. And with automation and AI throughout the platform, you can proactively manage vendor risk and complete security questionnaires up to 5 times faster, getting valuable time back. Vanta can also save you money. A new IDC white paper found that Vanta customers achieve $535,000 per year in benefits. So the platform pays for itself in just 3 months. Join over 10,000 global companies like Atlassian, Quora, and Factory who use Vanta to manage risk and prove security in real time. For a limited time, listeners get $1,000 off Vanta at vanta.com/codestory. That's VANTA.com/codestory for $1,000 off. I'm curious, your product studio, you are looking to solve your own problems in the early days and you're looking to solve your customers' problems. How do you decide what is the next most important thing to build within Railsware, right? How do you decide this is the next product we need to go attack, or this is the next problem we need to decide? And I'm curious about, criteria that you use to really work through that.
So there are periods of diverge converge, and we were in diverge state when we were creating opportunities some time ago when we came up with those 3 products we're actively focused on. But right now we have 2.5 version of Railsware when we started to organize joint ventures with other domain experts. In our products, we are investors of ourselves, fully. We cover domain, we cover software development, so everything is on us. While in these joint ventures, we have partners who are responsible for domain knowledge and promoting product. But then there is a period of converge when we experimented with one thing, second thing, third thing, and we see that something works better, something works not that great. And so we focus on those that works better, and that's a converge stage already, right? When we choose, all right, here are the priorities. And priorities, of course, is the potential for growth, revenue, amount of efforts that you need to invest into getting some results. And this is what I'm talking about right now, is on the company level. But similar approaches we have in the products. So there are some directions that we explore, some of them, and how we explore those dimensions. Let's say, latest example in Mailtrap. So we decided to introduce automation as a part of the marketing email campaigns. Usually this is the feature that marketing experts expect in email marketing campaigns product. But we didn't know what are the features most important ones to start with. And so we put as a part of the menu on the left, this just item automations. And then when you click on that, there is just a type form that says that, hey, we're working on this feature. It's an alpha version. If you want to join it, please fill in the form. We have a bunch of questions. And it's not that easy. It's not a form of 2 questions. And many advisors would tell you that, hey, that's a bad idea. People will not just go through the form and fill in 20 different questions, which require their brain capacity. But in fact, in 2 weeks, we collected more than 400 replies. And it was enough for users, enough for their motivation to fill in the form. And so we daily receive more and more answers to the question. And so you have a bunch of features and they are prioritized by themselves. So you know which are most popular or less popular. And of course, we will start with most popular ones.
We have this change of mentality. The way we look at what is the next step that is going to be a consistent next step for the whole company, not just be the next revenue step. Because for example, next revenue step might require you to hire some other people. So we're always trying to do this, yet again, Z-shaped or this extreme prioritization where we're looking into all the direction of what will happen within the product and how can we make the next consistent effect of some output? We have approaches that we name and then we try to understand them. One of them is the founder mode. Founder mode is when you listen to what's happening around you as a founder, you start sitting and noticing patterns that are not typically seen or noticed by your teammates. Especially when the teammates are in a particular role, for example, sales role, they're really trying to sell the current product. And in order to make this change, that you're not selling a car, but you're selling a faster horse, or you're not selling an MP3 player, you're selling 1,000 songs in a pocket, you need to be in this iPod. You need to be in this state of mind where you listen to more than the first response from the words that you get from the industry, right? Because you're talking to, let's say, we have this product where we need to work with channel partners that manage a certain set of clients, and then we try to explain them how our product works and why they should sell it. And they're not buying it. This is because we don't listen enough to their own aspect of the problem space. And if we keep on doing this function within our company the way we do it, and our salespeople are doing a decent job, it's just not going to succeed. It will never succeed. It doesn't matter how hard you try. It will just be bad. And then the weirdness of the situation is that they will not tell you, hey, you need to do it differently. Don't pitch me this. You need to give me a different way. They don't know. So until you figure out that you need to tell them that this is the faster horse, and they're like, oh, wow, that's a no-brainer then. Until you find this aspect to them, there'll be no sale. So priority is an incredibly hard thing in this case, especially in a multi-product environment, where you have to understand what's the next step, which most likely is very unobvious step, by understanding the whole environment and understanding everything. And then one of the things, how we prioritize things, is also data-driven, because you make an assumption, oh, maybe this is because of X. And then we try to go into data and to find this representation of X, this shadow of X in the data. And one of our products is Coupler.ai, which helps you pull the data and then make decisions and create this framework. But for us, prioritization is this super hard, weird flow where you have to look at things very differently and then actually figure out what the next step is to do like a successful output.
Maybe I can do just a bit of summarization here. So we use different channels to collect this information from the potential customers, existing customers, some insights from the market, and data-driven analysis as well. So we observe what our clients do, where do they stuck in some pipelines, how can we optimize things there and here. Sometimes you think, let's say, we have 10 engineers that we hire. Then we need to hire 20, let's say, a month, not 10 engineers per month. And then we look at the pipeline, and pipeline tells you then with current conversion that you have just 1%. And this is our case, that we hire 1% out of one engineer out of 100. Then you need incredible amount of engineers. There are maybe not that many engineers, Ruby engineers on the market, because Ruby is our major technology that we're focusing on. Data is very important. It opens your eyes and show you where are the bottlenecks and where you can put your efforts. And specifically, otherwise you have this just abstract feeling that if you will put a bit more efforts, then you can do a much better job. But in fact, with the pipelines, especially when you have this conversion over the period, like over the different stages, sometimes if you need to get the purchased product, you need to fix something in the middle pipeline, not on the beginning of the pipeline. Because other way around, you bring a lot of water and just get some drops out of this huge barrels.
This episode is brought to you by Propel-Off. People take authentication for granted, but it's more than how customers log into your product. It's how you manage your relationship with your users. The easiest way to make authentication your advantage is to use Propel-Off. Propel-Off is more than just functional. It's powerful. With tools like Managed UIs, Enterprise SSO, robust user management features, and actionable insights, Propel-Off adapts as your product grows. And the best part? When Off is effortless, your team can focus on scaling, not troubleshooting. That means more releases, happier customers, and more growth for your business. Save dev time, win over your customers, and propel your business forward with Propel-Off. Check them out at propelloff.com. That's propelauth.com. Guys, I've got something cool to tell you about. As an engineering leader, a manager, and an engineer myself, I'm geeking out over a new product I'm just discovering that helps me with each of these points of view. The great team at SEMA, builders of the SEMA intelligence platform, have been working on what they call the Product Roadmap Radar. It's this integrated solution that uses generative AI to observe your code and Jira in order to summarize, synthesize, and make it easier to deliver your roadmap. It not only helps keep your roadmap on track, but it helps reduce the time engineers spend in meetings. Cue all the engineers clapping. The Product Roadmap Radar is extremely easy to set up. This only takes about 5 minutes. Just enable your integrations and let AI do all the mapping for you. My favorite part? I'm glad you asked. The radar doesn't just tell you about your roadmap. It suggests changes you need to make based on the code that's been written and the stories that have been addressed. No commenting, no special setup, all generative AI. It gives you an outside view of your roadmap based on the code and projects a target completion date based on outstanding work and activity. Again, no comments, no special setup. It even detects shadow work when development is being done but Jira isn't being updated. I'm pretty jazzed about it, and I think you will be too. Take a second to watch a short but awesome demo video. Go to codestory.co/PRR to watch it today. You'll like what you see. I'm curious about team. How have you built your team for Railsware, right? Because your product studio, you're not building one product, you're building lots of great products. How do you build that team, and what do you look for in those people to indicate that they're the winning horses to join you?
So this founder mode is important, right? This is how we hire new positions. So as you understand, me and Yaroslav, we're engineers, right? So usually companies starts when you have some representative from operation experience and then some from technical experience, and then they join their experiences and build the company. In our case, we didn't have much experience in finances, legal, recruitment, marketing, and so on. So that's type of areas we haven't explored and didn't know about. So we knew how to hire engineers because we just have some possibility to assess comparing to our skills and to the kind of skills of the other engineers that work in the company. But then even hire product manager, it was hard to understand like how you should build a process. So it gives you a scientific approach to pick a good product manager out of, let's say, 100 or out of 10. And so we applied this G-shaped founder mode approach. We started to play a role of product managers ourselves on a certain level. And when you start to play this role, you start to feel and understand where are the specific details you need to put your attention at. And then you start to search for the person who is better in those details than you. And then you find the one, and of course, when you start a new position, when you department, let's say, you need to find this cornerstone, a person who will be able to build a team around themselves, right? That's very important. So you need to feel this potential that leadership skill for this first person is a required thing. Other way around, you will not be able to give the responsibility to the person to move the team forward. You will be constantly involved and help the whole team move forward. But if you have multiple positions, you in this case will be involved in all those multiple positions, multiple departments, which ideally you need to avoid. You hire this cornerstone person, right? So key person in the team, which is better than you in doing those aspects of product management, let's say. And then similar case applicable on finances. So Yaroslav spent years in finances with kind of experts who were not that great experts, having a lot of pains out of that experience. And only after years of experiments, we understood like who is this role we need. But it's always role within the context, right? You have a context, you have the company processes, and you need to find the person which will fit. But of course, you need to fix from both sides, like from the processes perspective, culture perspective, and you need to find this good match.
So I spent years in denial of doing finances. I hated it. I wanted to hire someone, and we did. And she was understanding finance as well. But it just, in order to make something work within the company, it's not about the particular domain knowledge of a particular space. You need to release something. You need to let something go. You need to focus on something else. You need to create a certain processes. You need tools, because one thing is like, what is the speed that you can run with? The second one is there a bicycle here that can help you conserve 80% of energy that you spend on running? And only when I released my denial and I'm like, okay, I'm running this company without P&L for the last 10 years. Let's maybe do something with that. And we build a P&L, because the problem was that we were in multi-country setup, very complicated. for stupid reasons, really. But when you release the denial and you start thinking, how do you solve the actual problem? And then you turn on this founder mode and you start connecting things, technology, approaches, principles, people. You work with people, you see what's the problem for them completing transactions or doing the transactions the right way or doing the accounting the right way. You see their problem. I have a solution for that. As from the software perspective, let's do this thing where you don't have to copy paste stuff. It just integrates and it's easy. We can do it in a day. And then you start building on top of that. And then boom, all of a sudden you have a system that is great, that works, and it uses our approach. And very often, instead of hiring a leader, what we do is we create a Frankenstein. We take a hand from this person, a head from that person, a leg from this person, and then like someone with this founder mode approach bakes them together into existence until it says, it's fine, it's alive, and leads it to go on stage, to work, to start working. And then when this leadership with software and people and functions works out, maybe then you can think of hiring executives that it feels will be a great match for the company culture, because you don't even know what your company culture is. Before that, you need to have this understanding. At least this is how it worked out for us. I know there's a lot of people who are lucky and they hire and they say, I don't even know what's happening in there. It works pretty well. How do you know it works pretty well if you don't even know what's happening in there? That's the first question. But the second was like, it's okay. Let us not ask those questions because maybe it'll make you miserable. That it actually doesn't work, but you don't want to know it right now. Not having denial, actually diving into things and actually understanding makes you, again, into a better person later on, because you know how it works, you know how to support it, you know what to do with it. We hire about 0.6% of people. We had 14,000 applicants in the last 18 months. And we hire 1 out of 200 eventually, 1 or 150 for R&D, if you count onboarding, because we have 3 months of onboarding and then people fall off the wagon at that time. We have a lot of stages of recruiting, and every stage slices a decent amount of folks that we know will not work. Because it's only the first step that functionally you know how to work. And the second step, you can be a collaborative human being that could be effective by talking and collaborating together and listening and trying and being serious and showing up. But the third step would be like, okay, let's pull you into this U-shaped environment where you learn more things and become an integrated part of the product, and let's make something like really cool together.
So there is one very important part is we call it half day or full day. It doesn't matter which position it is, but you work with the 2 persons from Railsware side on the real task. If you're engineer, you work on some feature, like if you are designer, you design some feature, product manager, you work with analytics and pre-designing some feature, describing it and researching it. The candidates, the applicants, they're able to feel the experience of working with us, while we are able to understand how we will work together. What is the collaboration? Because it's all about collaboration, right? So you can be very talented, but the way you collaborate with your teammates will not work out. So we do a full day experience for each other. And this is something that many candidates admit as the very interesting experience. I know bigger companies like Google does a lot of things like that, but smaller companies like ours with just 215 people, they usually, have a call, have a 1 hour discussion, and then, all right, you are hired or you are not hired. So it's a lot of the random outcomes from this type of interviews. And we try to keep this type of experience even in COVID, when the demand on engineers was significant. It was just super hard to hire any engineer, more than extremely ridiculous. And we tried to keep this level. And once we started to lower down our expectation, it still showed that it will not work out. So you have a wishful thinking that maybe it will work out, but the life showed us you need to keep the level of expectation. No matter what other way around, you just invest in something that will not work out. You will lose time, you will lose money, and you will not get result. One interesting concept that we coined in Railsware is everything is product. So every department that we build or any big function that we build, we treat as a product. There are users of that product, there are developers of that product, product managers of that product. And so when we design it, when we design internal processes, when we design how the team should behave, we treat it as a product. So, and every product we start with the bridges. It's a framework that we can talk about maybe later. It's like a discovery session within a specific format. So when we start a function within the company, let's say recruitment, we did such bridges session. We figure out, okay, we have candidates, we have Railswareans, we have company, we have some other subjects who will participate in that process. And so we build a bunch of expectations from both sides, like their benefits, issues, risks, and then solutions, how we can satisfy those benefits, issues, and risks, like what we can achieve within this solution. So it helped us to build this very good experience for the candidates, let's say, and for the recruitment. Then when new recruiters joined company, they were really shocked how many things are automated, how things are going smoothly comparing to their previous experience working on their position. Because on their previous companies, nobody cared. So someone purchased the software, gave them and said, okay, you work with the software, that's it. We treat it as a product and trying to fine tune this product experience from both sides. So similar experience with candidates. So they constantly share the very positive experience of applying, starting from the website interaction to the communication process and expectation management and so on. So that's a very important part.
We hope you've enjoyed part 1 of this creation story of Railsware. Tune in tomorrow for part 2. Code Story is hosted and produced by Noah Labhart. Be sure to subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or the podcasting app of your choice. And when you get a chance, leave us a review. Both things help us out tremendously. And thanks again for listening.
This is
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ12. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ12 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
If you're a podcast host, listen up, this one's for you. My name is Allie Jackson. I'm the host of Finding Mr. Height, a dating and relationship podcast that I've been doing for 4 years now, sharing my positive and practical approach to dating that's built on my own life experience. And I wanted to share another experience that I've had, my secret behind monetizing my show. It's called Red Circle, and I was just telling my colleague about how much I love their platform. With Red Circle, not only am I getting a seamless hosting experience, but I also love the support I receive in ad sales. It's not just typical ad sales either. It's targeted opportunities based on my show and my life. And the platform is super simple. You just set your preferences and Red Circle matches you with sponsors that align with your show. You can vet every opportunity and their platform gives you great analytics. More recently too, my Red Circle team has brought me opportunities outside of my podcast on social media to really augment the podcast partnerships, bring them full circle. I just can't recommend them enough. If you want to give it a try, go to redcircle.com to get your free trial. That's redcircle.com for a free trial.